What's up, everybody? It's CNC Sports Show. We on episode 666. Shout out to Drake, Six God. Gotta give a little shout out to Drake, man. Anyway, I am your host, Stacey Collier II.
And I'm the co-host, Natasha, Clare.
And we got to talk about things that went on this past week as far as our squads. I had an up and down week. First, my Rams lost against the Seahawks.
That was a damn good game, though.
It was, but unfortunately, my team took another L. That's 2 in a row. Now, I expected the Rams to lose against the Seahawks. I said they was going to drop a game against them and win the rest of the NFC West games, but it just looked worse because we lost to the damn Buccaneers the week before, and now we 3-2.
Yeah, no, it hurts, too. To know that drop 2 in a row, that definitely hurts.
Definitely hurts. But it's all smiles for me on my end because my Cardinals are going on to the NLCS, baby. Yes.
Look,
did you see that? Did you see what they did?
Yeah, I was following on Twitter actually, and I just happened to see a clip of the score, and I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "This is like being down 4 touchdowns early or mid game."
Right, 10 runs.
That's a lot.
Off the bat, we ended the game 13-1. Shout out to the Cardinals though. STL stand up. # time to fly. But go ahead and talk to us about your Packers and Yankees.
My Packers. Where do I start? All right, so this week was impressive, okay? Because I didn't expect it, but everybody is woke. Like you know what I mean? We held Zeke to 64 yards, something like that. We did, and I thought he was going to eat us up. Amari Cooper did have 11 catches for 226 yards. That's a lot, but Dak threw 3 interceptions. My defense was just pulling up left and right, and that was what made me very excited. Did you know that actually? So we have both our linebackers, Preston Smith and Zadarius Smith. Both of them they have 5.5 sacks on the year. Both of them. And they're on my Packers. You understand the magnitude of that?
I know now.
And the thing about that, we're not, our offense might be clicking on all cylinders. We're not on all, it's scary to know that. But listen, my Packers week next, we have a Monday night game versus the Lions, and that's an important game. We're back at Lambeau, so we definitely handle business. But I'm proud of and how could I forget Aaron Jones? How could I forget 4 touchdowns?
I'm not gonna forget him. He cost me my fantasy lineup, my fantasy matchup this week. He had like 45 fantasy points. 45.
I also heard somewhere he had like 52. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Offensive player of the week, definitely, and it's against the Dallas Cowboys, which is I'm glad I saw correctly. I ain't talking crazy nothing about the Cowboys. I just kept it real quiet. I just wanted to watch, and I'm impressed. But okay, moving on. The Yankees, we're chilling. We actually swept the Minnesota Twins. And actually, the Minnesota Twins are the first team in Major League history with over 100 wins to be swept. But yes, so Yankees are moving on. We're just waiting to see who we play between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Houston Astros. We're actually going back to Houston rather, for Game 5.
That should be. I'm surprised the Rays pushed it to 5 games. Like, wow.
Well, the thing about it is that the Astros were actually up 2 games to nothing, and then the Rays won the last 2 games. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, they messing up. Right now,
they leave. If they go though, that's good for my Yankees because that's like our Thanos or something. But nonetheless.
Yeah, and my Cardinals are waiting a winner of the Dodgers Nationals Game 5. Right now, the Dodgers are up. Last time I checked, 3-0. So hopefully they stay with their lead and have an exciting NLCS. But we have a loaded episode for y'all. The NBA is back, quote unquote. Preseason action kicked off. We got a couple of coaching changes that we got to talk about. Well, one did happen and one could potentially happen. But first, we got to start off with this big news. Now, on this show, we talk about things that going on inside the major sports leagues. But, we are not afraid to tackle things that's got something to do with social and political commentary. And this is the big story that falls in that category. The NBA and China are at odds with each other right now. They are at odds with each other. And here's the timeline. After I did my research, broke it down, I'm going to give it to y'all, summarize it. In Hong Kong, there's a protest going on in Hong Kong that's for democracy. If you don't know, China is a communist country, and they recently celebrated 70 years under communist rule. But the people have a problem with that. Obviously, that's why they're protesting. And with that going on, the Rockets GM, Daryl Morey, he tweeted a photo with the caption that says, "Fight for freedom, stand with Hong Kong." But that caused a lot of controversy. And on October 6th, the Chinese Basketball Association cut ties with the Rockets. And Morey responded, GM for the Rockets, he responded, he said he didn't mean to offend anybody. He was just stating how he feels. But nonetheless, the Chinese Basketball Association cut ties with the Rockets, which is very major because the Rockets, they were big in China due to Yao Ming, who's a Chinese basketball player, becoming a star with the Houston Rockets. So the Houston Rockets losing out on ties with China was very huge. Then a couple of days later, Adam Silver, he spoke out. He basically said that he didn't want to censor the thoughts, the ideas, the opinions of NBA players, owners, employees, et cetera, et cetera. So he's saying that he would not regulate, the NBA would not regulate how people feel. If that's how they feel, that's how they feel. If that's how Daryl Morey feels, then he should be able to roll with that. So in response to that, that caused more backlash towards the NBA, and they lost 11 Chinese partners. 11 Chinese partners. And it gets even crazier because the Lakers and Nets, they are due to play in Shanghai this week. And Shams just tweeted that the game will still go on as scheduled, but we don't know what kind of reaction those teams going to get. We don't know the levels of safety that they have. And also in Philadelphia, a couple Chinese protesters were kicked out of the game. So we got that going on. And then our quote unquote President Trump spoke out against a couple coaches in the NBA. Steve Kerr, he was asked about it. He didn't really say anything about the controversy. He just tried to stay away from it. I think, in my opinion, he feel like it's not his place. But Trump called him, quote, a little boy for that. And he also criticized Coach Pop too. It's just a crazy story. It started out as a simple photo, a simple tweet, and it just spun into something that's nationally known. So, given the breakdown of the story, what is your total reaction? Was the NBA correct in its stance? Was Adam Silver correct in his stance? Was Daryl Morey correct in speaking on how he feels?
I mean, he's fine to speak out, right? Because everyone has freedom of speech. It's just that because of the type of where we are as a society, and we talk about social media and how prevalent social media is everyday life, it's blown up, right? And I feel like he obviously can feel that way and don't want to conceal that, but it's just because of his stature. It's like literally because of his stature is why he's been called out. And on top of that, not only is it because of his stature, Houston is basically China's like American home team. Okay, that's because of that bridge, just like you mentioned, because of the connection between the Chinese and the NBA and Yao Ming. Like that's the whole connection. So it's like to know what's going on, which is sensitive, right? Because it's politics, and then to comment on it publicly, being your stature is what has brought this all to light. It's very unfortunate, but if you think about how much much money that comes in the NBA from China. Like, it's actually really interesting to know that. Think about the TV deals, okay, the news that's reported, the games that's played. You know what I mean? Even when the players go there, so it's a lot. It's actually now it's really I see why it's a big deal. You know, I see why it's a big deal. Business. You know, the NBA in China in China. So I'm waiting to see how it continues, how to continue to unfold, how the NBA will respond, and the players that travel there, like Russell Westbrook and also James Harden. I'm interested to see where it goes. And then Trump is,
yeah. Sometimes I just wish that somebody just sew his mouth shut. Like, come on, man, come on. But
anywho.
Yeah, but anyway,
we're about to.
All right, let's get to the sports part. This is very unfortunate for the NBA, unfortunate for the Houston Rockets, who were very important to Chinese basketball. Like you said, it's like their home team away from the national teams or whatever. I agree with Adam Silver. Like, it's not his job to police, to regulate how a player, an individual, a team owner, etc., how they feel. If that's how he feels, then that's how he feels. To me, what it comes off that the GM for the Rockets, Daryl Morey, he was just siding with the people. He's pro-democracy, and the people is fighting for democracy, and that goes hand in hand. So why not? And for the Chinese Basketball Association cut ties with the Rockets, the NBA losing 11 different Chinese partners is just very unfortunate, because sports and politics don't mix. It don't mix, and both of them should stay separate. They should stay separate. But if you're going to speak out on something, you should be allowed to without any backlash. Nobody was hurt. Nobody was harmed in this situation. It's just someone who's speaking out, telling his opinion, and the Chinese government don't like that. And the millionaires or whatever, the big companies in China don't like that, and they decided to cut ties. And that's not cool at all. And then for all this to happen, and then there's supposed to be 2 games played between the Lakers and Nets in Shanghai. It puts them in a bad position. Now, I agree with the NBA. Keep on having those games, play those games. But, if things get out of hand, their first game, then they should definitely pull back. But it's just an unfortunate situation. I hope NBA basketball doesn't get taken away from the people over there in China, because they really do love the NBA. And the NBA, for what it's worth, is a very progressive league, and it's for the people. It's more for the people than any other sport that we have. So hopefully the NBA won't lose any more as far as having, connections to China than they already have.
Right. I mean, a lot of it is going to come from China. It's a big tie between the NBA and China. And you know what? But knowing that the NBA is the commissioner that Adam Silver is, I am eager to see how he's going to continue to move through this whole situation as it continues to unfold. But he's right. I mean, he can't regulate what these people say. That's taking their freedom of speech, right? As one person or as a part of the league. But it's because of who he is, you know what I mean? And then how prevalent social media is. But it's really unfortunate.
Yeah. And with Trump speaking out, it kind of begs the question, and I was pondering this: does the NBA have any social, political responsibility when it comes to politics, foreign affairs, et cetera, et cetera? Do they?
No, I mean, because it's an American league, based league, right? They all want each league to uphold that standard, right? So that's how the NBA gets looked at. But can it to actually no, I don't think so.
Yeah, me neither. Like, it should be, just independently operated on his own. Like it doesn't owe anything to American politics or anything.
It doesn't, and as it shouldn't,
Yeah, so we'll see how that story unfolds. It's a very unfortunate situation for the NBA to be in, but hopefully there's a good resolution to that. Sticking with the NBA, preseason is in action. Preseason is in action. Games are going on right now as we speak, as we record, and there are a couple of things that have come out with the early games in the preseason. First, how your Lakers are looking. Everybody is talking about that. So go ahead and tell us about the Lakers.
I'm of course gonna be talking about it because it's LeBron James and Davis, right? And it's the Lakers. But I watched the highlights of their last game against the Warriors, and they're just like, wow, like this is just like poetry in motion. Just throw it up here, throw it up here, throw it up here. Like and that's all you saw. That was all the highlights, really. Like, you know what I mean? It was a good scene, but we definitely need to figure out who the third and fourth scorer will be. We will need that to make sure that our defense is top par or a work in progress, right? But on the higher ends. It's gonna be exciting though, Stacey. Like I'm thinking about that. It just see you smiled already. I didn't even see you smile. Like it's going to be good. That's gonna be nice. You know what I mean? What'd you think?
I was excited. I was excited to see those highlights. I saw one play. Rondo brought up the ball, pass to LeBron. LeBron does a little pass to Anthony Davis while Anthony Davis rolling to the rim. Score Anthony Davis 2 points. Like I'm excited to see this offense. They definitely going to be a top 5 offense in the NBA. They definitely going to be that. And they just have so many movable parts. Like everybody can do something. Everybody can switch a position. Like we're going to see LeBron at the 3 where he been at his whole career, but he also going to run some point. Going to have Rondo, LeBron, and AD out there at the same time. Those 3 players that know how to pass. You never know what's going to happen.
You know that Rondo and AD have chemistry off rip from being on the Pelicans.
Oh, yeah.
And then just LeBron, like, he knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? It's going to be nice.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be
nice. And they have knockdown shooters. Yeah. And the team that's stacked. But, you know, I still have questions about them defensively. Yeah, well, no, that might be a kink that we're going to have to work out. But, you know, there's 82 games in this season, and it won't be like last year. So I can definitely at least guarantee that. They're supposed to play in China tomorrow morning, if I'm not mistaken, against the Nets. Mm-hmm.
See that. But I don't think they're going to stream it because of what's going on. But, right. Yes, preseason basketball is great. We will see Kyrie playing, right?
Mm-hmm. He should play a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. I feel like he's comfortable in where he is, or he's about to be real comfortable. Rather, he's already there, you know, at home, right? But when he really hones in and now he has his mind right to play on the Nets, so I think he's gonna have a good year.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna have a good year. The Lakers, they're gonna have a good year too. And I was about to bring up, you mentioned the 82 games. Another thing, health. They gotta stay healthy. They got to stay healthy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they definitely do because you hate to see anything happen, right? And we don't even have DeMarcus Cousins this year. That's sickening. Imagine if we did, though. But everyone needs to stay healthy. Everyone needs to get their mind right because there's expectations here.
Yeah, and you mentioned their third option. Hopefully, there'll be Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah.
Hopefully, that'll be Kuzma.
Hopefully, his third year, we expect to see a pretty good improvement with him, you know, when he becomes healthy, right? And consistency.
Yeah. Right. And another big thing that came out early preseason action, Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson has arrived on the scene. His first action against the Atlanta Hawks, he finished with 16 points, 6 of 13 shooting, 4 of 7 from the free throw line. He played 28 minutes, and he also added 7 rebounds, 3 assists. So, you know, he had a pretty good debut. And also the Pelicans, they won the game. What was your reaction to Zion?
I just saw the highlights. I just saw them flying around on Twitter, literally. Like, every minute I see a Zion highlight. And I definitely retweeted it because watching him is powerful. You know what I mean? Powerful. And to watch him team up with Lonzo throwing the ball, it should be pretty exciting. He should definitely have a good year, a great year. And honestly, to think about comparing him, from last year as a freshman in college and now right in the NBA, see that progression? Because he's been so closely followed. It's gonna be something to see this season.
So, yeah. Hopefully he stay healthy too, because he dealt with his injuries first 2 years in the NBA. So,
right.
My reaction to Zion, this is what I expected from him. This isn't surprising to me. He's going to be a powerful player. He's going to be a handful with the athleticism, the power. I saw one play where he just got around the defender, dribbled the ball, drove it in, dunk. Not a layup, a dunk. And it was a powerful dunk too. And they're playing right now against the Chicago Bulls, and I seen another one. Pass to Zoe bring the ball up, lob it to Zion, dunk. That's what we're going to see from Zion in the NBA. We're going to see a lot of that. But I still got questions about his shooting ability and dribbling. I still have questions about that. I think what team's going to do, they're going to kind of play off Zion a little bit, taking away his driving lanes and forcing him to shoot. And I don't know if he can hit those jump shots. I don't know if he can hit those right now.
Yeah, I don't really see those happening, at least not consistently either. So that would definitely be something to pay attention to. That skill set will need to be developed.
It's definitely going to be developed. The Pelicans, they looking like the future of the NBA. I think Brandon Ingram played pretty good. Drew Holiday played good. Drew Holiday is he's the leader of the team, de facto leader, however you see it. They're going to be exciting to watch. They're due to be on a lot of games, national wise. They're due to be on national television. Do you think they can push for the playoffs though?
The West is pretty, it's stacked in the West. There's a lot of teams to go through, so I'm not really sure. If anything, they maybe he's scrapping for trying to fight in 8, 9, 10. But that's it though. But you know how competitive the West is.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you think? You think that? I mean, think about it. Like, can they make a playoff push?
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. Not this year at least. They just too young right now, and they got to figure it out. I still have questions about Lonzo's health. Can he stay healthy? Brandon Ingram, where is his head? Where is his heart? Does he want to be good or does he want to be great? I have questions about that.
Right. Exactly. But I'm not gonna say it's bittersweet. I feel like more like it is what it is. Like, I'm gonna be paying attention to the Pelicans because of Zion, but because our young horrors down there in New Orleans. But I'm happy with Edito. I really am, and everyone else we have on our Lakers team. I'm just saying, yeah, they'll probably be at the bottom. They'll be at the bottom of the West because the West is stacked. So.
Yeah, they're not gonna be worse than the Memphis Grizzlies, who I think is going to be the worst team in the West. But
okay.
But I mean, they'll be in that 9 to 10, 11 range. They'll be right there.
Down there, right? Yeah. I'm looking forward to the preseason. What's today? The 9th. We have like 2 more weeks or so until the regular season begins, and those episode. Listen, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a great season.
Yes, this is gonna be epic.
It's gonna be
epic.
Yes.
I cannot wait. And then speaking of the Pelicans, they win the first 2 opponents in the preseason, the Hawks and the Bulls. They also have a team of the futures going on, especially the Hawks. I'm excited to see them too.
Yeah, they're all young, led by Trae Young. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Atlanta's gonna be something to look at in a couple of years as we develop and grow and get older and mature in the NBA.
Yeah, I can't wait for them. I think, and then the Bulls, you can't necessarily sleep on them either. They have a lot of pieces on their team.
Mm-hmm. They do. I mean, I'm excited to see all those squads rise to the occasion. You know, those are all the teams that will need to develop over the years. They're all pretty young, but it's all something to watch. And that's how you see the future of the NBA for real.
Yeah. Real quick, going back to Zion. A lot of people have him as the first choice for Rookie of the Year. Do you think he'll win Rookie of the Year?
I'm not sure. I cannot judge those things. I just watch and let those happen. I never make a decision on those. Just watch.
Yeah, I'm going to force you to make a decision because guess what's going to happen next week?
What?
We're going to talk about the NBA. We're going to have our Rookie of the Year candidates and all that. So you got to be ready.
Well, I'll see you next week then. Straight like that.
Hey, you got a week. You got a week to prepare. Hey, you got plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah. Spoiler alert for our listeners. Next week we gonna talk about the NBA next week.
Well, we all know now. You choosing?
Tune in next week, everybody. I got you.
Oh, now this. It's okay.
Hey, you can't give everything away up front. You gotta.
Right. No, you're right. No, you're right.
Yeah. So tune in next week, everybody. But let's switch gears here. We gotta go to the NFL. Could be a possible firing, a surprising one at that. The Cleveland Browns, they lost 31-3 against the San Francisco 49ers on Monday Night Football. 31-3. Baker Mayfield, 8 of 22, just 100 yards, 2 interceptions.
Did he fumble?
Oh my God. And Odell, only 2 catches. Only 2. What is going on with the Cleveland Browns? This bears the question, and I did a poll on this, and we got some votes. Should the Browns fire Freddie Kitchens, who is their current head coach? And over 75% said yes, they should fire him. Over 75. Keep in mind the Browns are just 2-3. They're 2-3. So this bears the question: should Freddie Kitchens be fired?
So I'm about to sound off on the Browns. Okay,
Uh-oh.
I'm upset. Like, I'm highly disappointed. I just tweeted, I am highly disappointed. Like, I was backing them, you know what I mean? And Baker Mayfield, like, that was ridiculous. 31-3. I remember I got home Monday night. I'm like, I gotta get home and watch this game. I saw the score, 31-3. I said, turn it off. What am I watching this for? You know that the 49ers have 4 first-round defensive players? And then Baker is only, 6 feet, and then the sea over them, and then his O-line out there. I feel like it's a lot. And I'm in Odell. Why is Odell? Odell's making $90 billion? $100 million? And you want to give him only 2 catches? Amari Cooper got 11 catches for 226. We need them numbers from Odell Beckham. Like, but to answer your question, I'm just really upset about that. But to answer your question, we gotta fire him. Can it be a demotion? That's the question.
He's in that position. You either gonna be fired or you gonna succeed. Which one you want?
Right. Say they do that, right? Say they do. But who they gonna put in his place? Right. Who they about to put in the place? You know what I'm saying?
Right. I agree with that.
I do, but I also say it's better to not squander this season because you have so much talent. You know what I'm saying? It's better to not squander this season. I mean, that's just my opinion, but hit me with what's up? What you think?
Should he get fired? No, I don't think he should get fired. At least not right now. It's still too early. I mean, they're 2 and. Yeah. It ain't like they're 1-4, 0-5. They're 2-3. They're 2-3. I will say they are very inconsistent right now because the previous week against the Ravens, they put up 40 against them. They beat them 40-25. They beat them by 15 points. Baker Mayfield had a very good game. Then this week they lost 31-3. They lost against the Titans big, but then they won the game by a decent amount of points the following week. Went against the Rams, had questionable play calling. It's just been too up and down, and I don't know if they're trying to find themselves or I don't know what's going on, but it has to happen fast. I pulled up their schedule. They next 7 games. They have the Seahawks, the Patriots, the Broncos, the Bills, Pittsburgh twice, and Miami in between those 2 Pittsburgh games.
All right. I mean, they could finish the game. They can finish it, but to go to the crux of their season. You know what I mean? Like the Patriots, that's the L. The Seahawks, that's another L. And who else?
The Broncos.
Broncos, they should win that game.
Yeah.
They should win that game. And then Miami, and Pittsburgh. Miami should win. Pittsburgh, depends. Depends on which Browns team come out, So
right.
It's up in there. But you're right. It is only 5 games in. You're exactly right about that. It just looks bad. They've been having a lot of primetime games. That was good.
Everybody expect the Browns to take off this year. They expected them to.
I did too. My boss actually said, he told me, he's like, I don't think, he's like, that's not the right hiring. That's what my boss was saying. He's like, not it. And then on Tuesday morning, I came into the office and he was like, Natasha, I told you, you see? I started cracking up. But it's kind of coming out. It's kind of coming out there.
Yes. Actually, somebody actually told me the same thing. He's actually a Browns fan. He's a co-worker of mine. He said he doesn't think Freddie Kitchens is the right fit to be the head coach of the Browns. He said he's too much of a player's type of guy. He's not a coach. He doesn't have that hard-nosed mentality like, y'all need to respect me. He's too, I guess he's too nice in a way.
Right. Yeah, I think, it doesn't look like that's going to be the route they need to continue taking, but we'll see what happens as that unfolds. Somebody did get fired, though, in the NFL. Jay Gruden was let go after 5 games. 0-5 games, okay? I mean, the Patriots game was inevitable, right? That was going to happen regardless, but
oh yeah.
The thing about it, his press conference, he says, he pressed on, if the key works Monday, I'm good. The key did not work. What do you think about that firing? You think that was right, wrong? Well, I mean, I hope you think that's right, but what do you think? What do you think about that decision? What do you think about the Redskins as a whole? Like, what would be your quick game plan for that?
We gotta fix this. We gotta fix this quick because the Redskins they trash. The Redskins are trash, and they shouldn't be. That's why he got fired. They're 0-5. They shouldn't be trash. 0-5. Like, y'all can't win one. Like, come on, win 1 or 2. Like, come on, man. But they problems. They have no consistency at quarterback. No consistency. Case Keenum has not panned out the way that they figured. Dwayne Haskins, I don't know what they're doing with Dwayne Haskins. I don't know what they're doing with him.
Yeah, nor do I. I heard that they're not even trying to play him. Like, they're not trying to play him for like now the next year, 2 years. I'm sorry, what? 1 year?
He a whole first round pick. You better play him.
What you mean?
So they tripped me up. I knew something was gonna happen because they started Colt McCoy. Where the hell did he come from?
That's a fact.
Like he just appeared out of nowhere. I didn't even know he was on the roster. Like Colt McCoy.
They have 3 QBs active on their roster. Like,
yeah, no.
Still with that, I don't know. There's a lot of dysfunction with the Washington Redskins, and for them to figure out how they're going to figure this out, and soon. I mean, even if this season is a wash, like they need to figure it out for their fans, for themselves. You know what I mean? For the players. I'm sorry, for the players. Figure out what's going on and how they need to rectify this whole situation.
They need a spark because I looked up their statistics. Offensively, they're near the bottom in every major category. Near the bottom. Matter of fact, in points per game, they're last. I mean, they're not last. They're 30th, just 14.6. no life on their offense. And the defense, they have to, be on that field a lot longer since your offense not doing anything. So they're tired out. They just have no life whatsoever. And also I was thinking about this. It's kind of funny. What is wrong with the Grudens? Like they don't do well.
Yeah. I was reading an article about like John Gruden's response to everything. He was just like, he felt bad obviously at first, and then he said to lighten it up, he was just like, I mean, welcome to the club, bro. I thought it was dumb funny. I actually, like, when he said that. I thought it was so funny. But I mean, what do you think he's gonna get a new job? Jay Gruden. It's just where I saw rumors of reports of the Rams, or reports of possibly joining his brother's staff. That's also interesting.
Yeah, he'll make a great coordinator like he was before he got the job with the Redskins. But him being a head coach again seems out of the question.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's true, but I got to fact check this. But I was hearing that the Redskins are interested in bringing in Mike Tomlin to be their head coach.
I've heard a lot of people like throwing Tomlin's name in there as the head coach. I even heard a situation of trying to throw or have Louis Riddick as GM. I heard a couple stories talking about that. And I was like, okay, all right. But will that happen? I don't know. But I guess, when you think about Mike Tomlin, you think about Pittsburgh Steelers. At least I do. That's who I would have to relate him to, right? And to think about him leaving Pittsburgh and then going to Washington. I don't know. Do you want to pick up a situation like that? Do you want that to be your next head position? You know what I mean? What's your thoughts?
It depends on if Mike Tomlin is up for the challenge or not. I mean, I personally don't see it. Like, who wants to take that bit of a downgrade? Like,
yeah,
and then
I'm building from the ground up over there.
And then you're under like possibly the worst owner in the NFL. I don't know. I don't know if Mike Tomlin would be up for that.
Yeah, that's like I'm sure he has a pretty good situation there. He obviously does, there in Pittsburgh. So you're right. Why leave? You know what I'm saying? You don't need to go on the other side because that grass definitely ain't greener. You know that.
Yeah. So good luck to the Redskins. Hopefully they can win 3 games this year. I don't know.
I'm a Redskins fans too. That's heartache. That's heartache.
Oh man. Oh, what a season. But I don't want to bring him up, but I got to because he's just I can't figure this guy out.
Oh, he's back with news cycle, huh? Is that an AB sighting?
Yeah, it's an AB sighting.
Talk about it.
So apparently he's been training for a comeback in the NFL while he's suing the NFL for $40 million. Dude, make up your mind. What do you want to do?
What's next? What is next? What do you want to do is right? He's suing the NFL. What are you trying to get back in the NFL? To do what? To play. And then, did you see, I think he tweeted about, he said something to, about the Patriots, talking about, y'all already owe me money, so I'm not gonna let me earn it. Huh? Maybe? What's up? What's going on? AB done consume a lot of airtime. Okay, he's back in the news cycle. For what? What do you think about this? Like, what's he got? What's your boy doing?
I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I'm trying. Maybe he figure out he don't like school. He's supposed to go back to school, Central Michigan. He's supposed to be been taking classes right now, and maybe he no team ain't gonna give him a shot. Like, this is it for the year. Like, man, and then you filed another grievance with the NFL after you lost 13 of them in the offseason over your helmet. Just chill out, man.
Yeah, I don't know what his MO is or what's next for him, or his gameplay is always messed up. Where's his agent? Is there any news from him? I didn't hear.
I know his agent. His agent Drew Rosenhaus, right?
He probably like, yo, dog. Yeah. Like, yo, dog. Like, what's up? What's our angle here?
I don't know. I don't know what's the deal with him.
Yeah, I don't. But I'm sure we'll figure out what's next. We'll get something new shortly from AB because it's never quiet with him.
Yeah, I don't want to hear nothing else about Antonio Brown.
To hear the end goal, the end game to this.
You think it'll ever end?
Yeah, I hope so. I definitely hope so. I don't know. AB is a character. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure what his MO is. What's gonna be next? Where it can go from here? It's even hard to predict. You know what I mean? We thought we knew what was going on. You know, while he was with the Raiders, and apparently that's what went left.
All right, let's get off that. All right. One more thing to round out the episode. Vontaze Burfict, linebacker for the Oakland Raiders. His suspension was held up, so he is done for the year. He is done for the year. He will not play another game. He will not play another down. So, was this the right decision?
I saw that the tweet came through confirming that he will be suspended for the remainder of the season. And I'm actually kind of, like we discussed last episode. I believe that's the right decision, right? Mm-hmm. It was a lot of games, but I'm surprised they went through with the full 12. Actually,
I'm not.
No.
Nah. Like you have a history of this. And that was the last straw.
Yeah, I mean, he does have a history of it, right? And he has a long history of that. But yeah, 12. That's it. That's unfortunate, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm glad though that was the outcome.
Yeah. Well, best of luck to you, Vontaze. Hopefully, you learn how to hit better. How to tackle better.
To see what's gonna what he is gonna be doing and getting himself involved with over the next, like how he's gonna what he's gonna do with his spare time. That's what I'm curious to know.
Tweet. Maybe hang out with Antonio Brown.
Oh Jesus! We definitely don't need that.
Nah, I don't think Antonio Brown could stand Vontaze after that hit that he put on him.
Yeah,
he kind of knocked him silly. Well, that was the end of episode number 6 of CNC Sports Show. Next week, we already said it in the middle of the episode, but I'm gonna bring it back up again just to make sure y'all know. We will have an NBA special next week. We will get prepared for opening day. Get prepared for next week. It's gonna be big. We're gonna have a lot of opinions. You have your jersey ready?
Yeah.
Kobe.
I don't know if I decide to get an AD jersey.
You get one that quickly?
I'll look into it. I really want that. I really want his AD. You don't understand. Like I have an obsession with AD. Like I'm really geek about this, and it's because he's a big man. Like I played that position, so I understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand. I'm just excited. I just know he brings to the table. You know. But anyway, next episode is all NBA. Do you have this?
Oh yeah. What do you think? Damn right. You damn right. Got my 23 Lakers.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
What me wearing Lakers next week? That's good. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. And then
you have a yellow jersey, purple jersey, color.
Oh, you'll see.
Okay, we're doing surprise. Okay. I guess we will see. I guess we will see on next episode.
Right.
I know.
You'll see, and everybody else at home watching this definitely will see. So tune in next week. But for now, we're out. Go Cardinals.
Thank you. Detroit Pride.
Time to fly.